Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mario. I am autistic and I have ADHD, and I got my diagnosis at the age of 28. Clearly someone wasn't doing his job in kindergarten. Today we will be talking about compromises. By the way, look how stylish I am. No, I'm joking. That's terrible. But I legit had, this legit was my best microphone. I didn't have anything better. I hope it's okay. I hope you don't hear too much background noise. Also, look at my panda. I'm so professional. Please ignore me. Good. Before talking about compromise, we should first understand what compromise is. Compromise is a type of cooperation, and it's so deeply ingrained in what it means to be human that we don't really think about it anymore. Not saying that we should. This chair is making weird noises. But why does compromise exist? Well, evolutionary biologists think that it exists because human beings in general are not very shy about resorting to force, which I agree. That's evolution, right? Only the stronger will survive. But humans are not animals, and actually, over time, compromise became somehow a human virtue. War can have normally two outcomes or three outcomes. One person loses and the other wins. Second, the other person wins and you lose. And third, no one wins and we wasted so much energy and resources for nothing. So to avoid this kind of consequences, compromise became a thing. Also, compromise has benefits. Just think about agriculture. Maybe I don't have a farm, right? But my neighbor does. Of course, I could just kill my neighbor and get the farm, and this is a possibility. But in the attempt, I could also get killed. So the other option is compromise. I might give seeds to my neighbors and help. I don't know how to say arare in English. Plow. Or I could give seeds to my neighbor, or I could help him or her to till the soil and get part of the harvest. So this is a win-win situation. However, it's also very important and interesting to study all the factors involved into the process of compromising. So the first factor is that we should feel somehow socially connected to the other person and or emotionally connected to the other person. Just think about friends, family. I think these are really easy to understand examples. And it's actually scientifically proved that it's more likely that cooperation happens when one or better both the parties have the perception that the other person is part of their group, not necessarily physically speaking, being part of the same family. I mean, also having the same interest. The second big factor is beliefs, especially if these beliefs are very strong. In fact, I think it's quite understandable that a person with strong beliefs is less likely to compromise on those beliefs. Just think about, religion. Some people are grown with this idea that in order to have a successful relationship, they should marry at some point, and it couldn't be different. It's very difficult that a person takes compromises when they have such strong beliefs. So these are probably the two most important points, but we can go even deeper because relationships with people are difficult. Connecting with people is difficult. One point is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and manage one's own and others' emotions. Empathy is not the same thing. Somehow, emotional intelligence and empathy are related, but they are not synonyms. In fact, empathy is the ability to understand how others feel. The third point is self-awareness. That is, what are my values? Are these values negotiable? And what's my background? Specifically, this is especially true for childhood experiences. And to be honest, self-awareness is very difficult. For me, it's a very interesting topic. For many, it's not. They don't even think about it. The thing with values is that often they are there, like on a subconscious level. They depend on our experiences, of course, but they also depend on the environment we have grown in. And often people get very stubborn about their values, but I think that many of them are actually negotiable. Is that people don't think about it? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? And the other point is communication, specifically successful communication. Some studies state that face-to-face conversations are more effective at promoting cooperations. I think that makes sense, based on my experience at least, but I don't know. It's just me. That being said, I think it's very interesting to notice that there are healthy and unhealthy compromises. Mainly unhealthy compromise is happens when both parties feel like they have sacrificed something, but they also gained something. And at the same time, both of them feel heard and respected by the other person. An unhealthy compromise is that kind of compromises where there is a winner and loser situation. This is definitely not ideal because over time, these kind of compromises tend to lead to resentment, frustration, anger, dissatisfaction, and so on. But all in all, if you are making sacrifices to serve a relationship that isn't serving you, maybe it's probably time to reevaluate. Good. I explained what compromise is, why it exists, all the factors involved, and how to recognize an healthy and unhealthy compromise. In the second part, I will discuss how I relate specifically to this topic as an autistic person with ADHD, and maybe I will also try to talk about autism and ADHD, but in general I will try to talk about myself because every person is unique. Good, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please subscribe, please click the bell icon, and for those who live in Vienna, I have 2 meetup groups. One is for autistic people with ADHD, and the second one is for neurodivergent people and neurotypical people. See you soon.